meet again on Tuesday. That'll do it.
Wow. The Lakers, again, 108-102 the final. As you saw the graphic there, when you look at the West standings now, sitting second in the West. Wow. 2 months ago, right? Like, nobody would have thought that the Lakers would be up there or be a real relevant shot to contend in the West.
Well, when you get productivity from Dalton, Westside Connect, yay, 19 points. You know, like, he's been terrific for that team. And anytime you add Luka to go with LeBron, like, the one thing that you can't underestimate is, like, their intellect and their ability to make people around them better. Like, passing people open, making them feel good about their game. And that's what I'm seeing from the Lakers, and it's been terrific to watch.
Yeah, I think to me, when you score the ball, you get a chance to set your defense. And I think, again, to just say what I said before, JJ's doing a good job of not letting Luka be on an island. People are going to try to go at him and showcase him and make him work on that end. But until he gets into playoff shape, he's in better shape already than what he was before, and he's working on that. And you're starting to see it. His jumper is starting to be there. He's not being short. But to me, when he gets in playoff shape, then that's a problem. Because then he's going to be able to commit himself a little bit more to that defensive end. If they can get stops and get out and run, I probably can name one or two teams that could physically match up with not only the mind, but even though they don't have that many bigs, they are a tall team. Mm-hmm. Right. I think they got a bunch of 6'9", 6'10" dudes, especially with Jared Vanderbilt back.
Over the last 7 games, the Lakers given up 101 points per game. I mean, that is elite right there, getting it done with defense. And another win on this night. One game still going on right now, but couldn't get it done. The Lakers coming up with that big rebound. Eventually, 108-102, 8 seconds to go. If the Lakers can pull this thing out, they'd be 16-4 over the last 20 games.
Wow. Well, you know the one thing about being a guy like Luka, who's made All-NBA 5 times, took a team to the finals last year, he can have 29 and be unhappy. You know what I mean? He's unhappy. He feels like he's playing poorly. And the Lakers have done a terrific job since they added him in particular to find ways to put wins together. Once he starts to feel good about his game, it's going to take their squad to the next level.
I mean, did you notice at the end of the game where I said, hey, give the ball to Luka? They were double-teaming him at half court. Like, imagine the open shots that this Lakers team has traditionally not been a good three-point shooter. When you got time to catch the ball, look at the laces, blow kisses to your kids, and then shoot it, it's tough. And then defensively, I think they're doing a really – JJ or whatever game plan they've had is doing a really good job of leaving the worst shooter. They did it versus Denver. They did it tonight versus Chris Dunn.
Again, a 22-7 run in the fourth quarter, getting the Clippers back into this game. Kawhi Leonard, 33 points, his first 30-point game of the season. I mean, this has been a fantastic one all around.
It has, and if you're Chris Dunn late in the game, you're 7 for 11 from the floor, you got to step up and shoot that thing with confidence. Because as we talked about in the studio, he was open for a reason.
1 of 5 in this game for
he was open for a reason. You got to knock that down.
Yeah, wide open. Chance. Also, Bron, you have Luka next to you. Gabe Vincent, I promise he's okay. But just pass it to Luka and tell everybody get the hell out the way.
I agree.
You're doing the right thing, but I promise you it's not what JJ drew up. Give it to Luka and be fine. Like, don't do that no more.
But the one thing about Luka, and you know this, Luka literally had his hand on his shorts. He was bending over. Like, they got the nerve not to pass me the ball. Like, players have their way to protest without saying anything.
Yeah.
Luka in this game, 29 points, 9 of 17 shooting. That's been the one thing with Luka so far. You know, he's rebounding, he's passing, he's doing his thing, starting to get more comfortable. Has not shot the ball well, but this is a good sign here.
It is a good sign, but the one thing Luka's going to have to do is stop complaining to the refs. Like, he's such a terrific player. He's so very outstanding at the game. Once he starts to allow the officials to, like, call the game and don't criticize them after every play, he will actually get calls, and that's going to boost his numbers.
Man, I know this is going left field, but Kawhi Leonard, we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
My man, he turned it up. Yeah. He said, okay, I've been chilling. I've been going at my own pace. You know, he told the media when he came back, but I said he was moving different. He getting to his spot, elevating. Defensively, he's there. He had a couple good tip-ins. He fell down. I thought he was hurt, but he was fine. It's exciting for me and the Clippers to watch them get back not only in this game, but they're going to have their confidence when Norman Powell gets back, Derrick Jones Jr. gets back. That's not an easy matchup in the playoffs for anybody. That's a void on my list.
And you were mentioning, we were talking about this earlier, if Kawhi is like an 8 out of 10, he's healthy and he's an 8 out of 10 from what we've seen in the past, I mean, where could this Clippers team go in the playoffs?
Well, anytime you have a player like Kawhi, what has happened in today's game with the movement of players, with LeBron leaving Cleveland and KD jumping around a couple of times, we forget what old school basketball resembles. And normally it's like, we should win because we got you. Yeah. Okay? So we're going to build everything around you. And Kawhi is that guy for the Clippers. You imagine.
About the kind of the game on top of the winning streak and, again, kind of holding an opponent to that pretty consistently low scoring total relative to kind of current NBA. What has been consistent here that you saw again tonight?
We just play hard. We compete. Tonight wasn't perfect with some of the execution stuff, but we more than made up for it with our effort at times. And frankly, I really liked what we did, in the half court when our defense was set. The turnovers once again hurt us. Scored 20 points off our turnovers. I think it wasn't a play that was more emblematic of our effort than when it was 93-88. I think there's 7-something to go. LeBron misses a 22-foot two-pointer. Vando gets the rebound. We get it back to LeBron. He misses a floater. Trey gets the rebound. We kick it back to LeBron. He misses the three from the corner. Vando gets the rebound. We end up getting it to Luka. Trey's over in the right corner. He pins in for LeBron. He hits that three. I mean, that's, again, these opponents that we're playing, they're really good teams. They're fighting like we're fighting. These are playoff-like games just in terms of the physicality, the effort from both teams, and that play. I mean, I'm not sure they got closer than 5. I know there was 5 right there at the end, but that was a massive play for us in a stretch where, look, we're having to play lineups just because of injuries. We're having to play lineups where we don't have a ton of shooting on the court, and teams are able to load up. They're reading everything. They're a top 5 defensive team. Like it's tough to score. So we talked again pregame about our effort offense, and that was a massive play.
There are things that I think you can't know about players until you have them as a teammate or something like that. And you had kind of mentioned the importance of these Luka blackouts in Denver. I think he made 2 threes and was like instantly yelling at the Clipper bench. Dunn got a little bit of it later. Seemed like everybody pretty much on the court got some of that energy from him. Spiritually, what do you think that did for your team tonight, his sort of fire and intensity?
Yeah, I think the way he started the game got us going on that end. And then it just seemed like throughout the game, when we needed a bucket, when we needed him to draw a second, third defender at times, he was able to make the right play, minus the 6 turnovers. But he played fantastic tonight. And again, it was that verve and that spirit of